Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitam Sya Om Agyana Timarandasha Yanajana Shalakya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Varanam Balaka Chelanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Bunim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bandetam Shivaram Mareka Sharanam Neshishvara Shridaram Bancha Kopatarubyas Chakripa Sindhubhyevaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Adi-lila chapter 7, Lord Chaitanya and 5 features dealing with the Pancha-tattva. So I'll start today with verse number 137. Mahaprabhu is talking with the mayavadi sannyasis, and he's refuting Shankaracharya's impersonal commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. So, Mukyarta Vyakyakora Dekito Marbal, Mukyarte Lagala Prabhu Sutra Sakal. Now let us see the Mayavadi sannyasis continue how well you can describe the sutras in terms of their direct meaning. Hearing this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began his direct explanation of the Vedanta Sutra. Brihadvastu Brahma Kohe Shri Bhagavan Shad Vidaishvarya Purna Paratatvadam. Brahman, who is greater than the greatest, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is full in 6 opulences, and therefore he is a reservoir of ultimate truth and absolute knowledge. Swarup Aishvaryatara Nahi Maya Ganda Sakala Vedera Hoy Bhagavan Se Sambandha. In his original form, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full with transcendental opulences, which are free from the contamination of the material world. It is to be understood that in all Vedic literature, the Lord is the ultimate goal. Tare nirvishesh kohe chit shakti namani arda sarupna manile purnata hoim ani. When we speak of the Supreme as impersonal, we deny his spiritual potencies. Logically, if you accept half of the truth, you cannot understand the whole. Bhagavan prapti hetu je kore upay shravanari bhakti Krishna praptira sahai. It is only by devotional service, beginning with hearing, that one can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the only means to approach him. By bhakti, beginning with hearing. Se sarva veder abhideyanam sarana bhakti hoite hoy premera udgam. By practicing this regulated devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master, certainly one awakens his dormant love of Godhead. This process is called abhideya. So we say that the Vedas It said the Vedas deal with the subjects of Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojana. Sambandha means understanding the process of devotional service and how to approach the Lord. So Sambandha means to know what is pure bhakti, to know what is impure bhakti, and to be able to see clearly how to proceed. Abhideya means the practice of devotional service. So by practicing this regulated devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master, certainly one awakens one's dormant love of Godhead. This process is called abhideya, or practicing, the practice. So how to understand what practicing means, because sometimes we could say that practicing, like for instance, somebody's learning music, they're playing scales, they're playing arpeggios, and like that, so they're practicing. Or somebody's studying, they're practicing. But we also say that that if a person is a doctor, he's a practicing physician. But that doesn't mean he's in the process on every patient of just studying and learning how to. It's no longer a question of learning so much as it is practicing. Means that's what the person does. So we say the practice of devotional service isn't, or abhideya isn't just learning how to do devotional service. That one is perceiving in the stage of sambandha. But abhideya means that now one practicing devotional service, in that case, will mean sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means the day-by-day process of engaging in devotional service. So we, in that sense, we say one is practicing devotional service. Krishnara charane hoy jari anurag, Krishna vinu anyatratara nahiro herag. If one develops one's love of Godhead and becomes attached to the lotus feet of Krishna, gradually one loses one's attachment to everything else. So this attainment of, now we're the third feature, which we're hearing about now, is prayojana, the goal. So we know first what constitutes pure devotional service. The spiritual master, in the sense of sambandha, acquaints one with how to engage purely in devotional service. Then abhideya means one is now practicing bhakti, beginning with sadhana bhakti, beginning with hearing, and then one will come to understand that the goal of devotional service is to attain a stage of love of Godhead, and one will be engaged in devotional service and in that relation, in that way. Panchama Purushartha se prema mahadan krishnara madhurya ras karaya aswadan. Love of Godhead is so exalted that it is considered to be the fifth goal of human life. By awakening one's love of Godhead, one can attain the platform of conjugal love, tasting it even during the present span of life. So why Panchama Purushartha? Because normally we'll say the four Purusharthas four Purusharthas will be the Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma means religion. Dharma, Artha, economic development. Dharma, Artha, Kama, attaining enjoyment. And Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, and attaining liberation. Normally people will consider those are the Purusharthas, that's what's taught in the Vedas. But those considerations, a mundane assessment of religion, that's Dharma. Artha, and Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharmam Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. You can abandon that kind of a mundane consideration of what is your duty. We're more concerned with what is the actual constitutional position of the soul. The soul has a natural serving relationship with the Lord. So we'll call that Sanatana Dharma, the eternal Dharma, but not this ordinary consideration of religion as Dharma, Dharma Artha, or attaining material success in life. Dharma Artha Kama, so that one can have some enjoyment of one's sense enjoyment. And the Dharma Artha Kama and Moksha. And then after that, attaining a level of liberation or moksha. But those are considered mundane considerations. And here we hear, love of God, it is so exalted, it is considered to be the fifth goal of human life. It's a Panchama Purushartha. The others are called Purusharthas, but we're not so concerned about that. But Panchama Purushartha, the real goal of life, is to attain the level of a loving relationship with the Lord. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktirat hoksaje ahaitukiya pradiyat ya yatma suprasidati. The goal of life is really to attain Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktirat hoksaje, is to attain that loving relationship with the Lord. Prema hoite Krishna hoy nija bhaktavas, prema hoite pai Krishnera seva sukaras. The Supreme Lord, who is greater than the greatest, becomes submissive to even a very insignificant devotee because of his devotional service. It is the beautiful and exalted nature of devotional service that the infinite Lord becomes submissive to the infinitesimal living entity because of it. In reciprocal devotional activities with the Lord, the devotee actually enjoys the transcendental mellow or the transcendental rasa of devotional service. Sambandha videya prayojananam 18 Artha Sarva Sutre Puryasvasan. Sambandha videya prayojananam 18 Artha Sarva Sutre Paryavasana. One's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, activities in terms of that relationship, and the ultimate goal of life, to develop love of God. These three subjects are explained in every aphorism of the Vedanta Sutra, for they form the culmination of the entire Vedanta philosophy. So Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana are there in all the Vedas, and the Vedanta Sutra is no exception. The Vedanta Sutra is giving, in a concise way, what is the goal of the Vedas, and Mahaprabhu is saying in all the Vedas we'll find relationship, practicing life, and the goal will be the basis of all Vedic understanding. Emata Sarva Sutra Vyakyana Shunya Sakala Sannyasi Kohe Vinoi Korea. When all the mayavadi sannyasis thus heard the explanation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the basis of Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana, they spoke very humbly. Vedamoy Murti Tumi Sakat Narayan Kama Parada Purve Jai Koilu Nindan. Dear sir, you are the Vedic knowledge personified and are directly Narayan himself. Kindly excuse us for the offense we previously committed by criticizing you. Say hoite sannyasira firige laman Krishna Krishna namasara korayega rahan. From that moment when the Mayavadi sannyasis heard the explanation of the Vedanta Sutra from the Lord, their minds changed, and on the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they too chanted Krishna Krishna always. Emate ta sabar kamyaparad sabakare Krishnanam korila prasad. Thus Lord Chaitanya excused all the offenses of the mayavadi sannyasis and very mercifully blessed them with Krishna Nam. Tabe sab sannyasi Mahaprabhu ke loya bika korilena save madhye masaya. After this, all the sannyasis took the Lord into their midst, and thus they all took their meal together. Bika kore Mahaprabhu aila vasagar hena chitrak lila kore goranga sundar. After taking lunch among the mayavadi sannyasis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gaurasundar, returned to his residence. Thus the Lord performs his wonderful pastimes. Chandra Shekhar, Tapan Mishra, Arasanatan, Shunideki, Anandita, Savakaraman, hearing the arguments of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and seeing his victory, Chandra Shekhar, Tapan Mishra, and Sanatana Goswami were all extremely pleased. Prabhu ke dekite aise sakala sannyasi prabhura prashamsa kore sabha Varanasi. Many Mayavadi sannyasis of Varanasi came to see the Lord after this incident, and the entire city praised him. Varanasi Puri Aila Sri Krishna Chaitanya Puri Saha Sarva Lok Hoila Mahadanya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the city of Varanasi, and all of its people were very thankful. Laka Laka Lok Aise Prabhu Ke Dekite Mahabida Hoila Dware Nare Prabhe Shite. The crowd at the door of his residence was so great that it numbered hundreds of thousands. Prabhu Chabe Jana Vishveshwara Darshane Laka Laka Lok Aisi Mile Se Stane. When Mahaprabhu went to visit the temple of Vishveshwara, hundreds of thousands of people assembled to see him. So Vishveshwara is the temple of Lord Shiva at Varanasi. Snana korite jabe jana ganga tire tahai sakala lok hoy maha bide. Whenever Mahaprabhu went to the banks of the Ganges to take his bath, big crowds of many hundreds of thousands of people assembled there. Bahutule Prabhu Bole Bo Hari 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 Dwani Kore Log Svarga Martya Bori. Whenever the crowds were too great, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up, raised his hands, and chanted Hari Hari, to which all the people responded, filling both the land and sky with the vibration. Loka Nishtariya Prabhur Chalite Hoilaman Vrindavane Pataila Sri Sanatan. After thus delivering the people in general, the Lord desired to leave Varanasi. After instructing Sri Sanatana Goswami, he sent him toward Vrindavan. Ratri divase loker shune kolaho Varanasi chari Prabhu aila nila chong. Because the city of Varanasi was always full of tumultuous crowds, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after sending Sanatan to Vrindavan, returned to Jagannath Puri. Adi-lila kohiba age vistar korea sankepe kohilan ihan prasanga apaya. I have here given a brief account of these pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, but later I shall describe them in an extensive way. A Pancha-tattva rupe Sri Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Nama Prema Divya Koiladanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates of the Pancha-tattva distributed the holy name of the Lord to invoke love of Godhead throughout the universe, and thus the entire universe was thankful. Maturate Pataila Rupa Sanatan Duisena Pate Koila Bhakti Pracharan. Lord Chaitanya dispatched the two generals, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, to Vrindavan to preach the Bhakti cult. Nityananda Gosai Pataila Godadeshe Teho Bhakti Pracharila Avesha Visheshe. As Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami were sent toward Mathura, so Nityananda Prabhu was sent to Bengal to preach extensively the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The name of Lord Nityananda is very famous in Bengal, of course. Anyone who knows Lord Nityananda knows Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. But there are some misguided devotees who stress the importance of Lord Nityananda more than that of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is not good, nor should Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be stressed more than Lord Nityananda. The author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, left his home because of his brothers stressing the importance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu over that of Nityananda Prabhu. Actually, one should offer respect to the Pancha-tattva without such foolish discrimination, not consider Nityananda Prabhu to be greater, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be greater, or Advaita Prabhu to be greater. The respect should be offered equally. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. All devotees of Lord Chaitanya or Nityananda are worshipable persons. Apane Dekina Desh Korila Gaman Grame Koila Krishna Namas Pracharan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally went to South India and he broadcast the holy name of Lord Krishna in every village and town. Setubanda Paryanda Koila Bhaktir Prachar Krishna Prema Diya Koila Sabar Nishtar. Thus the Lord sent to the southernmost tip of the Indian peninsula known as Setubanda, Thus the Lord went to the southernmost tip of the Indian peninsula known as Setubanda, Cape Comorin. Everywhere he distributed the bhakti cult and love of Krishna, and in this way he delivered everyone. Eta kohila pancha-tattva vyakyan ihara shavane hoy chaitanya tattva gyan. I have thus explained the truth of the Pancha-tattva. One who hears this explanation increases in knowledge of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Dvaita Tinjan Srivas Gadadhar Adi Jata Bhaktagan. While chanting the Pancha-tattva Mahamantra, one must chant the names of Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Dvaita Gadadhar and Srivas with their many devotees. This is the process. Sabakara Para Padme Kote Namaskar Jai Chaitanya Kohe Kachu Chaitanya Bihar. I again and again offer obeisances unto the Pancha-tattva. Thus I think that I will be able to describe something about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijaras Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, following in their footsteps. I again and again offer obeisances unto the Pancha-tattva. Thus I think that I will be able to describe something about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, 7th chapter, describing Lord Chaitanya in 5 features, or Lord Chaitanya is in relation with the Pancha-tattva. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, 7th chapter, describing Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. Okay. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shrimati Siddhan Giridhari Gopinaga Maranama Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Echai Gosai Kori Janana Bandhan Jaite Vignana Shabista Puran Shabista Puran Echai Gosai Jar Mui Charadan Tasavar Para Renu Mora Panchagas Pare Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame Janame More Amilas Echai Gosai Jar Mui Charadas Tasavar Pada Renu Mora Panchagas Pare Charana Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jiva Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmawacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sarasi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sarasi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Jai Vishvavarenya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Bol.